Bastion is an exotic kinetic fusion rifle available from completing a quest on Saint 14. Datto has a wonderful guide on this quest linked in the description. The intrinsic perk is Saint's Fist, which allows the weapon's charge shot to fire 3 bursts of kinetic slugs. The second perk, Breakthrough, allows a portion of this weapon's damage to bypass elemental shields. So, this weapon is kind of an amalgamation of a few different weapon types. Combine a shotgun with a fusion rifle and you have something close to what Bastion is. When you charge up your shot, you fire a tight burst of 6 slug rounds 3 times. So think of it like charging up to fire a shotgun type burst. These slugs fired from this gun do not crit despite being called slugs. The slug rounds fired have increased damage to shields similar to the kinetic fusion rifle Arbalest, so you aren't punished at all for using this against shielded beefy mobs. So, how does this perform in PvE? Well, it's a pretty solid powerhouse weapon. Its incredibly high burst damage combined with lower range and low pellet spread means that you can get the range of a fusion with the higher damage of a shotgun, more or less. A few bursts will be more than enough to take out everything aside from bosses? The only real bad marks I could give the weapon are its low magazine size of 4 and its current inability to make orbs of light. The last problem should be solved whenever they decide to actually add a catalyst to it. And personally, the 4-round magazine isn't that big of a deal breaker either. Since it inherits the properties of a fusion rifle, you can quickly reload all 4 rounds, rather than having to put each round in like a normal shotgun. So, why isn't this getting used more? It's been out in the wild for quite a while now, and as far as I can tell, it has all the markings of an awesome gun. Pre-Shadowkeep, this would have been an amazing general exotic to use if you didn't feel like swapping out for something more bespoke to a specific encounter. In this post-Shadowkeep world, however, there's a big part of the PvE landscape that exotics simply haven't been adapted to. Champions. I feel if I keep going on this subject, I will derail the entire video into a discussion on exotics and their lack of a role in content with champions. So, for now, I'll just leave the point I'm trying to make about Bastion at, it would be great to be able to use this in as many activities that I seem to use Recluse or a well-rolled legendary hand cannon. It sucks that the biggest reason I have to not use this in pinnacle PvE content is the same reason I have to leave every other exotic without a way to combat champions in my vault. Addressing this would be much appreciated from someone who just wants to use this awesome weapon in content that matters. Now in PvP, I can honestly say that Bastion is kind of a sleeper weapon. Its unique 3-round burst allows for some pretty extreme kill potential with each charge, and its overall consistency makes it a weapon that is definitely worth learning for those that want to take their time to benefit from its quirks. Right now, though, it isn't really getting a lot of play, which is sad because it's a pretty versatile weapon with only one real drawback. The big drawback, aside from it charging up like a fusion rifle, of course, is its range. Despite how effortlessly you can chew through things in almost all ranges in PvE, the same cannot be said in PvP. You have to get pretty close if you want to secure the one-burst kill with any sort of consistency. You start getting into the range where a skilled slide shotgun player will probably be trading with you. So basically, you are getting the weird charge-up quirks from fusion rifles and combining them with some of the more frustrating parts about shotgun range. Is that worth it? Well, in my opinion, yes, simply because this is one of the few weapons that will reliably shut down roaming supers once you get used to it. It took me a few games, but once I got it, I could confidently know when to start charging my shot for a super that was coming around the corner. Bastion is still kind of new in people's minds in PvP, so people aren't used to having to play around it when in a super. It has the sudden finality of a heavy weapon, but the uptime of a special ammo weapon. There's the utility of being able to demolish any Titan barricade with a single burst as well. With the changes to Titan barricade damage, this weapon is basically the silver bullet to any Titan and its team sitting behind a barricade. The first round of the burst should break the shield, while the second will usually take out the Titan. The third establishes dominance. Bastion is absolutely worth using on both mouse and keyboard or controller in my opinion. The burst controls easy enough on both of these input devices, and honestly it excels a little bit more when being wielded by a controller player. The extra aim assist is really nice on it and definitely helps out with some of the weird range inconsistencies that it can experience with mouse and keyboard input. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, sharing it and a positive rating would be appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.